Hello YouTube, am I recording? Yes I am. It's me again, back fiddling around in the shop. I got my compressor installed and I got my air system installed. This is a rapid air max line system. I like it. It's not as easy to install as people will tell you it is. There's a lot of aggravation. It took me a month to put it in because every time I started to work on it, I would find out I needed something else. So I'd either have to order it or go someplace or whatever. And then I got pink eye and that was a nightmare. I don't want to talk about it. I was sick. So I got it in, and then I put this air hose up, and I put it up here all by myself, which was really a stupid thing to do because it's very, very heavy, and you wouldn't believe how hard it is to put those screws into the wall with no one to help you, because you can't get in there with any kind of like impact tool or anything. You have to do it with a wrench, and not fun. Got a big bruise, but here it is. This is your standard Chinese Northern Tool hose reel. And it's okay, it works all right, but something about it bugs me. See, watch this. When you take the hose out, can you see what it's doing? That thing on top moves. It wobbles around. I just have this feeling that someday it's going to bend permanently, and I don't like that. So I thought, why don't I just make myself a strut like this? This is 1/8 by 1 inch steel, and stick it up here, you know, like from here to the wall someplace. And that would give it some more rigidity. It wouldn't be perfect. The other thing I thought about doing was stiffening this part, you know, putting like a member here between these bolts up here and this axle or whatever. But I thought, well, if I do that, instead of bending up here, maybe it'll just bend down there, and it might make things worse. Because if you don't stiffen an entire thing, you know, when you're trying to stiffen something, you end up moving the bending point somewhere else. You know, that's usually the way it works in life. So I want to see what happens. This might work and it might not. In any case, it's a good chance to use my finger brake and my compressor. My off-road swag finger brake, I got it working now. And I have it, I mean, it worked already, but now I have it hooked up to air, which means it actually works. Okay, I'm back. I pushed the wrong button, as usual. Anyway, I got this thing running. I got it hooked up to air. If you're not using air, I mean, yeah, it works, but it'll take you, you know, 3 days to bend 4 parts because, well, listen to this. Listen, here it is on air, okay? Okay, you get the idea. If you're not using air, then you got to use this. And every one of those little putt-putt noises, every single one of them means one big crank of this thing. And you're not going to want to do that. This handle I still keep because you never know when you're going to use it, need it for something. I've got another jack, who knows. So how do I keep my handle here stored? Rare earth magnets, you see that? They're like 20 cents for a million of them on Amazon because China, I don't know how China does it, I really don't. Very cheap stuff. You stick it up there and it just, you know, instantly holds itself in place. I mean, if you start tilting the press, which you wouldn't want to do anyway, I guess it might come off, but you'd have to be crazy to do that. So what have I done? I've got this max line system hooked up with a drop here. Initially, this drop had like a female quick connect on it. But when I realized I wanted to put a couple of air tools over here, I want to have my nice neat mill. I want to have a blowgun over here, and I've got a little Harbor Freight planishing hammer, which they basically forced me to buy by putting it on sale for $89. I had no use for a planishing hammer. For $89, you know, I wasn't walking out of there without it. So, and it works. It's a great tool. So I want to have both of these hooked up at once. So it's at least 3 things I want here. And I found out about these little guys. They call this a splitter. And I guess it's a manifold, and it's got 3 female couplers on it, universal. I mean, yeah, universal, so it fits any type of male plug. And I got my little snubber here, and oh boy, I put down my pointing thing. Oh, this is not good. This is not going to work. Hang on a second. Oh boy, I can't believe I did that. Totally unprofessional. You don't look professional if you don't have something to point with. So, I forgot what I was going to point at. Oh, initially this thing had a female coupler sticking straight out. I could have done that and then put in this doodad down here, the splitter. But I thought, boy, that's going to be sticking out like 8 inches, and it's just waiting for something to come along and bend it. You know, it's brass and it screws into aluminum, and sooner or later it's going to break. So I put a little 3-foot hose on it, and then I ran it to the splitter. Right now it has a coupling in it because I need a fitting to make this thing fit the back of the splitter. But It has a female coupling in it, and then it goes straight to my hose, and it works great. So I'm going to have both of these connected. I'm eventually going to get a pedal, like this pedal that came with the Harbor Freight planishing hammer. I'm going to get one of those. I've already got it ordered, and it's going to go down here. This is the control for the press, and it locks closed. It's got a little thing on it that locks it closed, so you can connect the pedal to it and then lock this thing open, not closed. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. You close the trigger, and that opens the system. So you can lock this thing open and attach a pedal to it and just use the pedal. So that is my plan. So I stuck my, oh God, I've lost it. I stuck my strut in there a few minutes ago, which I should have put on video, but I wasn't thinking. Oh, now I've lost the strut. Oh, do you believe this? This is why Keith Fenner is making, you know, $60,000 a month on YouTube. And oh, here, yeah, I was looking right at it. That figures. So it was right here, leaning on the press. So I made these bends in it. One of them I bent too far. I bent to 90 degrees, and then I had to bend it back in the vise. So one of the things that's interesting about this is when you want to bend short things here, you know, this little trough here on the bottom, this V trough, it's like 3 inches across. So if you want to bend something that's short, it ain't going to work. You know, this tab on the end would have to be like 1.5 inches long in order to go across that little trough down there. Whatever, I keep forgetting what the bottom of this thing is called, die, whatever it is. So I do what I guess everybody else does. I stack up angle iron in here, and the smaller the angle iron is, the smaller the bent piece you can get. So that's nice. The other thing they don't talk about too much until they want to sell you something is they have dies that are called gooseneck dies, and they are angled so you can bend smaller, shorter things. You'll have to look that up and take a look at it. I'm eventually gonna have to get those. I'll just face it. But anyway, I bent these things, and then I'm gonna stick them on the belt grinder and make them nice and round. And then I'm gonna drill holes in them, and I'm gonna use a Tapcon, to you know, stick it into the old cinder block like this. Tapcons are great. If you don't know what they are, they're screws that go straight into cinder blocks and don't require anchors. The problem with them is they strip out pretty easy because cinder block threads aren't that tough. But if they do that, you can do what I did. You can take a twist, like not a twist tie, a cable tie, a nylon cable tie, and you can cut a piece out of it and jam it in the hole. And that makes the hole smaller again. It's probably better, actually, than what you get when you're gripping straight into concrete. That makes it really tight, and you can use it over and over. So I'm going to stick this thing up there, and we'll see if it makes it stop moving or if it just is a stupid idea. I decided to drill a pilot hole using my sensitive drill press. This is the Dumore drill press that goes like 25,000 RPMs. Some company down in Broward County, Florida, threw 3 of these things in a dumpster. They're like $950 new. And a guy that worked for the company just about wet his pants, and he managed to grab one of them, and he sold it on the internet. I paid like $125 for it, which is a good price. It's a nice little thing to have for really high-speed drill bits. And so I don't really use it that much. It's great for drilling things like circuit boards because the smaller drill bit gets, the more speed you need. A lot of people don't have any idea how speeds work when it comes to drills, but you don't want to use an 1/8 of an inch drill bit at 400 RPMs. So I got this thing, and I hardly ever use it. But I had another brilliant idea the other day. I think it was brilliant. I don't know if anyone else will agree. Maybe it wasn't. But one of the problems you have when you maintain a bunch of drill bits, like a few indices, if you want to be snooty. One of the problems is you start ordering drill bits that you wear out or you break, or what I shouldn't say wear out because you can sharpen them, but you break them or you lose them or whatever. Lose them usually for me. And one of the things you find out then is that some places won't sell you an individual drill bit, or if they do, the price is really crazy. So I learned a couple of things. I learned from now on, when I want to drill a hole and it really doesn't matter that much what size it is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bunch of, I've already got a huge pile of 1/8 inch cobalt drill bits for some reason. I don't explain it, but I do. So I'm going to get a bunch of 1/8 of an inch drill bits and 1/4 inch drill bits and maybe 3/8 and 1/2, and stick with those unless there's some reason to use another bit. So that way I won't have to be going, oh my gosh, where am I going to get a V? Where am I going to get a W for less than $20? So you can have trouble getting drill bits, and if you just use any drill bit you find in there without thinking about it, you can end up causing yourself problems. when you have to replace them later on. So I got a nice Rocky Mountain twist drill index full of stub length high-speed steel drills. Stub length drills are great. Most of the time you don't want a jobber length drill. Stub length drills they don't walk as much, and they don't take as much room on your machine. They're great. So I lost the number 35 drill bit. I have no idea where it is. So I had to get a number 35 drill bit. And I went on Amazon finally, and I saw that they had, don't ask me why, but they were selling a number 35 carbide bit for about the same price as a high-speed steel bit. So I ordered carbide, and I thought about it. I thought to myself, every once in a while, I'm just going to go ahead and order a carbide drill bit if the price is this good, because it'd be nice to have a few carbide bits in there, even though the rest of them are high-speed steel. If you rely on those to open holes up and do pilot holes and stuff like that, you can save a lot of wear and tear, a lot of sharpening on your other drill bits, because you can drill a million holes with one of these things before it gets dull. And high-speed steel, you may screw it up on the first try. So that's really interesting. So I've already, I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but it seems like a good idea. I already punched some holes in these tabs, and I rounded them off nicely on the belt grinder, pretty nicely, and here I go. I'm going to drill it. I can't show it to you because I can't hold the phone. Well, that worked pretty nicely. It was like 30 seconds a hole, nice clean holes, went through easily, no coolant, didn't have to fool with a big drill press. So now I got a nice pilot hole, and it's easy to line this up on the big drill press, and I'll just shoot it through there. Well, I got it in there. Obviously, I made a little error in estimating the 45-degree angles, or what, I don't even know that they were 45-degree angles. I don't have any idea what the angles actually were. But the angles at the ends of the tabs, I just kind of guessed at that, and I guess I was off a little bit. But watch this. I mean, the little bit that hangs off to the left there, it still moves a little, but this big brace over here doesn't. Does it make any difference? I don't know. It just bugged me, and I really enjoyed using my tools. So I like it. I'm happy. I had a lot of problems with this, unbelievably. I ended up making my own stub drill, which would be an achievement if you did it on purpose. I broke off one of my Harbor Freight drill bits. Focus. Come on. You know you can do it. Anyway, I broke it off, so then I tried to sharpen it, and whether I did a good job or not, who can say? I tried to follow directions that I've seen on the internet. I'm not that great at sharpening them yet, which is one reason I got a tool grinder. So still, everything worked out. Okay, you can focus back there now. Everything worked out pretty good, and I'm really happy, and my hose isn't wobbling around as much. So nice short video, successful, no emergency room visits, didn't injure myself. I'm over the pink eye. What a horrible disease. They call it the pink eye, but it goes all over your body. It starts in your eye, and then it says, oh, I think I'll go to your intestines now. Oh, I think I'll go to your stomach. I think I'll go to your ear. So it made the grand tour, but it's over with. So it's a good day. And after this, I'm going to get to work on, I've decided to add another feature to my arbor press stand, and I'm going to get to work on that. And I'm going to make a base for the tool grinder, and life's going to be sweet. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm out.